Now to disassemble a Jaguar XJ8 model X350 from 2003 to 2007 air suspension compressor, ready to fit the piston seal and air dryer kit. All parts for this compressor are available if you click on my eBay shop on my website www.landier.com. The first thing we need to do is to remove the main bracket by unscrewing the 3 nuts. Then remove the bracket. Next thing to do is remove these spacing collars and the actual springs. The next thing to do is to remove the 3 bolts to remove this bottom bracket. It's a good idea to take digital pictures of each stage so that you know the order they go back in. Right, we then need to turn the compressor over. We now need to remove this exhaust pipe. Like so. Okay. Right, the main bracket should now become detached. You can always put the bottom collars back on the actual main bracket so that they don't get lost. Right, next stage is to remove the electrical fitting by rotating the fitting downwards about 45 degrees, and then that becomes detached. Next stage is to unclip the pipe on the top and unclip the exhaust valve chamber, like so. The next stage now is to actually remove the cylinder head assembly with the air dryer complete, using a Torx T30 Torx tool. And basically a 10mm socket. Slacken the 2 cylinder head bolts. Once you've removed the 2 cylinder head bolts, the cylinder head assembly with the air dryer should come away from the main housing, exposing your piston seal. Next stage is to just move the air dryer chamber to one side, and you can actually physically remove the piston seal by just putting your fingers and opening the gap on the piston seal, which then should come away from the piston connecting rod like so. It's a good idea now to use some brake and parts cleaner to clean all the dust residue from the old seal. Also, what I like to do is to remove the 4 rivets on the front cover remove the front cover and clean all the chamber out, making sure there's no dust residue from the old seal. And then using 3mm rivets you can re-rivet the front cover back on. Then you get your new seal, and basically noticing where the actual pin is inside the piston connecting rod groove. You locate the pin in this particular area where the pin locates. So you just basically sprize this new seal over the connecting rod and then locate the pin. As you can see, the pin locates in the slot. Before putting the cylinder head back onto the piston connecting rod, clean all this area around here. Also clean the O-ring, and make sure that there is no damage to the actual bore. If the coating has worn off the bore, it will wear your new seal out reasonably quickly. In the kit there will be a new O-ring. You can fit the new O-ring in its place here, or you can actually, if the O-ring is in good condition, you could reuse this O-ring, but it's always a good idea to fit a new O-ring into its location. Before you fit the cylinder head back onto the piston connecting rod, smear a light coating of the lubricant supplied in the kit around the seal. This will help the seal bed in on the first startup of the compressor. So assembly is basically the reverse of the disassembly. So if you check out my next video, I will explain how to replace the components in the air dryer unit.